Ian, how about you open the floor, since I think you were the most hyped?
No.
You were definitely the most hyped.
Why would I be the most hyped?
You were 100% the most hyped going in.
Like, what are we starting with?
Let's start with...
Well, we all generally liked it.
I think the things we didn't like...
Let's start with what we didn't like.
There are title cards in the movie. And now, I don't know what you guys know about me and title cards.
Yep.
But they're bad.
Oh, it's pretty bad,
this movie, every location... They said, we're going to the desert, and then title card to the desert. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not deaf. Oh, thanks.
My favorite one was they called a place
Somewhere
they went
in
to...
the Atlantic Ocean.
They called a place where they were going by name. And then 3 minutes after they showed up, the name popped up.
Yep, that was frustrating.
No, it was the Kingdom of the...
I like the ones for the kingdoms because, like...
They even said
underwater.
Sahara Desert, and it cut to it, and it said Sahara... Like, clarifying, as if we were going to confuse it with the 10,000 other deserts it could have gone to if saying they were going to go to the Sahara Desert.
I'm not happy about that one. The map said Sicily, and then it said Sicily, and I was like...
The map actually said Discornufungus.
Yeah, but it looked like Sicily.
Yeah, I didn't know they were going to Sicily either. I looked at that, and I went, is that the River Thames? Like,
I said, that's
London?
Sicily out loud. I was like, that's Sicily.
Yeah, well, I wasn't sitting next to you.
Yeah.
So.
Negative for me, the plot kept not letting me suspend my disbelief. It was less and less believable as it went on.
Yeah.
A lot of things happened that,
So I had
happen.
I had the same problem I had sometimes with the MCU, which is this movie exists in the context of a larger universe.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't feel the level of believability that these movies
There was one line about Steppenwolf, but other than that, it really wasn't, like, tying into anything.
It's not that. I'm talking about the fact that this movie happens in relation to Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, to Suicide Squad, to all those movies. So the knowledge that there is this huge society lying beneath the ocean that has just never crossed paths with the humans. I don't know. It just...
Well, they do a good job of explaining why they don't cross paths with the humans.
I really don't feel that they did.
I think they do because
they kept it secret for so long. They even said we've kept it secret.
They're
for
just
so
copying
long.
Black Panther's
But why
plot,
they
we'll get
kept
to
it secret for so long?
But it be Black Panther. But in any case, I really felt like a lot of the movie, like for example, the king brought the trident to go like in exile away from the trident, so he left a little trail of riddles and breadcrumbs, and hoping that someone who just happened to be the perfect king would only follow those breadcrumbs and no one else who is smart at all. And,
well, the other people who found it all died.
Well, it was all contingent on this half-assed statue of this king guy at this table of not kings.
Romulus,
standing in the
who was
direct
the
direction.
first king of Rome, no
right.
less. So the Atlantis would have sunk after a period where Rome...
So the king was banking on, all this time ago, that statue still being intact.
Well, I'm also talking about the fact that it means Atlantis sunk after Rome, the greatest civilization on Earth, was a thing.
That old. Wait, yeah.
That's only a few thousand years ago.
Yeah.
And they were like, when a time when mankind thought the Earth was still flat. That's one thing.
They did think the Earth was flat in Rome.
They did, but
wait, why did it sink after Rome?
But that's what
they explained that in the movie with the big lightning zapping.
Then something backfired. But my point is,
that wasn't Rome, right?
But my point,
no, it wasn't Rome.
It wasn't Rome. But my point is, they existed at a point where the Romulus legend was well known enough that the king of Atlantis knew who Romulus was and knew that this statue of Romulus was there. So it existed around the time of the Roman Empire, which isn't that far off from the time of Christ. That's my problem.
That's not ancient enough. You're right.
That's not ancient.
That doesn't
enough.
bother me that much.
That bothers me a lot.
Wow, wait a minute. That kind of changes everything because the Atlanteans and the Amazonians and the humans fought in the war to stop Steppenwolf in pre-biblical times. Remember that? So this is all...
So Atlantis didn't sink until
this is
after Rome was founded?
That was...
Yeah, but how long did Rome span, like, exactly?
A few... before Christ? Let me check.
Well, it's definitely before Christ.
753 BC. So 27,000 years ago, which isn't...
27,000?
That's not true.
2,700
Okay, I was about to say mud.
2,700 years ago, roughly. That's...
Humans went around 27,000 years ago.
I'm sorry, but, like, that's really not that long ago. We have a pretty good working knowledge of what was going on around that time era. You know, archaeology and all that. So for them to be like, Atlantis is a myth, I just don't feel like that's enough time.
Well, don't forget, those are also the times of Jesus, and Jesus is a myth, so...
No, everyone's pretty sure Jesus was a real guy. It's just whether or not he performed his miracles.
That's true. Yeah,
It's all
historians agree that there's a guy called Jesus.
It's all wishy-washy for
Yeah.
that.
Fair, but still with the clear, far and away technologies that the Atlanteans had. When you're talking about suspension of disbelief, that got to me. I was like, so these guys existed around the time of the Romans? If it had been like, if they had been like the Egyptians or the Mesopotamians, I would have been like, okay, fine, whatever, that's fine. We were still figuring shit out back then.
Also, it's funny because it's also in a world where Greek gods are real because of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Roman Empire still knocks those off, I guess.
I don't know.
I
don't
know.
understand.
It's all kind of.
That's what I mean. Is this world's kind of not giving itself enough rules to operate by?
Now, the biggest crime in the world is not keeping continuity with Justice League 2017. Because
That's true.
You've never been to Atlantis. Wait, what was that scene in Justice League with the Mother Box then?
Negative. Willem Dafoe existed only to say exposition.
So did a lot of characters. Dolph Lundgren's
What is
character.
this? What is this? A line of dialogue that he said that wasn't trying to help Aquaman.
Your mother loved you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Make sure he has a view.
Ooh. Like a snarky little comeback.
Yeah, him and Dolph Lundgren's characters only existed to espouse exposition.
I didn't mind Dolph Lundgren. He kind of served his purpose as like the kingish character.
It bothered me. It bothered me that he gets swayed back and forth so easily. Like
His hair bothered me.
he goes.
Yeah, he was supposed to be smart, and then
He goes from
he's
being
fooled by a sub.
He's fooled by one attack, which leads him to help in the murder of another king, and then he just switches sides. At
Almost
the end
two other kings.
Almost
they
two other
almost
kings.
murdered the crab guy.
Yep.
And then he's like, "We need him alive," but why did you kill the?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, he's just like, "He's Atlantis' true king." You are so. I don't understand.
Wishy-washy.
He's like
all
a
the time.
politician.
Yes.
But granted, he's a king, so he technically would be. But
Still. And then and I'm gonna say my biggest negative, and Ian, I think we're gonna have some discourse. Black Manta did not need to be in this movie.
hey, it's okay to be wrong.
He had no real purpose.
I think he was a great supporting character.
There
I
you
think
go.
if you expected a main villain out of him, you might. Yeah, sure.
I
be
think he
disappointed.
could have been any villain. He didn't need to be Black Manta.
Yeah,
What's
but
the
he
problem with
was.
him being Black Manta?
He doesn't need to be in the movie.
Yeah,
so,
but then.
so could a lot of supporting characters of a lot of movies.
Yeah.
What's the problem? So
I
you're
don't think
saying
there's
that because they're
there's no
very
inherent-
minor, they shouldn't be in the movie?
I don't think there's an inherent problem with him being in the movie. He didn't have a huge role, but I don't think he needed to have a big role with the story they were trying to tell.
I don't think he needed to have a role at all. It
So,
didn't need to be Black Manta.
You're saying that because the character was only in a small portion of the movie, he shouldn't have been in the movie.
No, that's not what I'm saying at
So
all.
what are you saying?
I'm saying that what I expect from Black Manta
What do you
and what I
expect
got out of Black
from
Manta
Black
wasn't the
Manta?
same, so I don't feel as though
So you-
there was enough for him to be serviced in his plot.
So you expected Black Manta to be a larger villain in this movie.
I expected him not to disappear at the halfway point.
I felt like his character was so because in the context of the movie, his character is very simple. One note: kill Aquaman because of vengeance.
And that's fine.
So I think
I
if
don't
the
mind
whole
that.
movie dwelled on that one,
I
character
just felt
and that
like,
one thing.
oh man, he got set up real good. Oh, he's only in like one other scene. Okay. But we spent the entire opening of the movie with him.
The opening was to establish Aquaman's character more or
Yeah.
less.
But it also establishes Black Manta's character. It's a duality
Yes.
sort of thing.
But
he's not the main character.
Yeah, well, he wasn't the main villain. I didn't expect him to really be the main villain anyway.
I expected him to show not one or two more times, but like,
I liked how he factored into the plot. I liked
Yeah.
how him and Orm kind of had this little trade deal going on.
yeah,
That
that
was
was really
I
interesting.
liked how it wasn't Orm's taking over, and then also Black Manta just happens to hate Aquaman.
No,
I liked
Orm
how
was
he tied
paying
in.
him like, hey, they said
Yeah.
I can't do this, but like,
Orm
you're
was
just a
trying to
guy, so
manipulate
fucking go for it.
everyone else into becoming the ocean master.
Which I really liked. We're going to talk about Patrick Wilson in a different section of this.
I also
Right.
didn't like the politics.
I thought you was going to say I didn't like Patrick Wilson. Like,
No, Patrick did. No, he did great. I loved Orm. But the politics of it all couldn't really follow. Okay, there's 7 kingdoms, but there's really only 5.
4.
But there's really only 4.
There's really only 4 because the
There's really
trench people aren't people.
But there's
anymore.
also a lost kingdom, and then there's a 7th kingdom that I don't
that
even...
one all died.
Yeah.
Yeah, they mentioned that.
So there's really only 5 kingdoms, but there's really only 6 kingdoms, but there's really only 4.
Yeah.
And we need all 4 to go to war. But in order to get the 4th kingdom, we have to go to war with them. So why would we even really need their support? Also, we make it very clear at the very beginning, we really only need these 2 kingdoms, and the other 2 will just fall in line. So
the Atlanteans are the underwater people are very set in their rules. You can tell that by Dolph Lundgren's character, by King Orm, even just not killing Aquaman. He's like, I have you in chains right now. You want to fight me in the battle? Because that's rules? That's the rules. They're very rule-oriented people.
I still don't feel like I was understanding their rules well enough.
They explained it pretty clearly. I understood most of the rules. There were a few where I was like, that's a stupid rule, but I was like, whatever.
A lot of the time I was going, I don't really understand what's going on, but okay. You know, like when it cuts to the battle with the crab people, I was like, I don't even know who I'm supposed to be.
I'm rooting for the crab people because they look fucking cool.
Yeah, they
They
looked cool, but it's like, I don't know who their leader is. I don't know.
Yeah, he was just a different crab guy.
Yeah.
Largest negative over here would be it's Black Panther.
I disagree.
I disagree. It's not Black Panther at all.
Black Panther.
Some of the plot points are similar, but it's not the whole movie.
The narrative of the movie, it's like Force Awakens to New Hope. It's Black Panther.
I would not say that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't.
I would say it's
I
Black
think you're.
Panther.
I
think
think
parallels
you're overstretching a few
No,
little
and
points.
I don't necessarily blame the filmmakers behind it because I know that Aquaman.
They were shooting it roughly at the same time.
Well, Aquaman and Black Panther in the
They
comics
were shooting
are,
at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aside from that, both of these characters are very similar in every other version that they're in. So I don't really necessarily blame James Wan or anyone else involved that the movies are plot point for plot point. But at the same time, it's like I
don't
saw
think
this
they're
earlier
I
this year.
still disagree that they're
Yeah.
plot point for plot point. I think there's enough difference
The
that I
only
would not
real
call them
difference
the same
is that Aquaman didn't really want to be king, whereas because of Civil War, Black Panther already was king. That's the only thing that.
Well,
in my mind,
if we're going
kinda
with
changed.
that, Aquaman and this one would be Killmonger since he's the
No,
usurper.
Patrick Wilson is the. I waited my entire life for this. Look at my dick. I'm Michael B. Jordan.
I-
I'm Ocean Master now. Look at my trident. I can beat you in combat. And then he gets beaten in combat, but then he's actually not dead after Aquaman. Ocean Master thought that he was dead, so now he's back again, and he's going to challenge for the throne the last time in the third act, and it's this big thing. And now you're king now, and it's yeah, I'm Aquaman. It's Black Panther.
It's
I'm not
not
crazy.
that
Like,
Black Panther.
Iron Giant to Bumblebee is
not
that's
that
how I
Black
see it.
I don't think so, but
That's the plot.
I think in terms of the
in
two
that
usurper
one
battles,
small plot
yes,
point,
but
That's
the
the
middle.
story of the movie.
That's not the whole
driving-
story of
I
Black
described
Panther.
acts 1 through 3.
that's
not
not the whole
really.
story of Aquaman either.
That's not the whole story.
'Cause
You're
there's
missing
also
the
the
middle.
whole adventure part.
There's
Yeah,
the
they've
whole
added
adventure.
different things, yes, but it's still the same
Well,
like narrative.
by that logic,
Not
every movie's
really.
the same. 'Cause every movie
No,
follows
not
a
every movie
hero's
has
journey.
the king come back and then there's someone challenging for the throne who's sort of related.
Yes,
of
the
royal
two
blood.
fights are similar, but that doesn't mean the entire thing is Black Panther.
No, but every other scene felt like it was a scene from Black Panther, not from Black Panther, but the same kind of storytelling, the same kind of.
Yes,
characters,
that
the same
scene
kind
in
of,
Black Panther where they held the glass up to the famous
Nuitas
Zulu.
Volko and Forrest Whitaker were virtually the same. Forrest Whitaker died though. Nuitas Volko very much could have. They probably got him for a sequel. So it's like that's like I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that, and it's. I don't know. That was my biggest negative with it, and I'm not even sure that I can really blame anyone involved with
Though they
it.
were shooting at the same time too. It's not like, oh, we copied this. It was
Yeah, it's kind
more
of
of a very
it's a
coincidency
BVS
thing.
Civil War situation.
Yeah.
Even though that I think Aquaman is more like Black Panther than BVS is like Civil War, because those are two very different.
those are
movies.
two very different movies.
Yeah.
Surface level, they're two heroes fighting each other, but those are completely different plots.
Like
and everything.
message wise and everything
Yeah.
too. And I think message wise, there are differences
Mm-hmm.
in Aquaman and Black Panther as well.
You must be better than the people before you.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman definitely had a different message than that.
Yep.
So,
Aquaman was
thematically, they're different.
Yep.
That's Jake's sarcasm voice.
No, I agree that thematically they're a little
They're
different.
very differently thematically.
Yeah.
A small amount thematically different.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm on Ian's side. I didn't see too much Black Panther in this.
Well, I saw a little bit, sure,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough to piss me off.
Yeah.
You know, it was enough. To
It was
piss me
enough
off
that
like
I
the
felt
title
like it
cards.
was still its own thing.
Yeah.
It was its own thing, very much so, but
I mean, it stopped in the middle to be Ant-Man and the Wasp, so when the mother wasn't actually dead.
Yeah, the
she
mother
was
was
just an
actually
old
dead.
badass.
I don't think that's the name in the Wasp, and that's just like a trope in movies.
No, I know.
movies,
I just thought I'd joke about that.
Yeah,
We're-
no, you're right.
We're talking.
'cause she
We're
did
talking.
She did
talking
Michelle
negatives,
Pfeiffer
yeah.
for.
Yeah, so that's all my
Are we
negatives.
still on negatives?
Yes.
I'm trying to think about the negatives.
I've only named title cards, so
Do you have the
that's
negatives?
all I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's all Ian's negatives. This
All right.
is-
What are our positives?
This is movie of the year IMDb.
Everything was visually fucking amazing.
This is a stunning movie to watch.
Absolutely.
The fight scenes were
Oh,
very.
the editing in some of these fight scenes and like the camera angles and like the camera zooms
Yes.
and like the
The one thing I didn't.
was so cool.
The one thing I didn't like was when like somebody would get folded over a table and the camera would spin to keep their orientation.
I thought that was awesome.
I love
That's
that.
you're gonna love watching Fast and the Furious then, buddy. 'cause it's in those
Dude,
two.
it was so interesting. The camera work in this movie is phenomenal.
When he's
Oh, yeah.
shooting the gun and Aquaman turns the gun to shoot the ship
and it's on the
follows
gun.
it. Oh.
Ooh, that was good.
that
was
was
some good
like
stuff.
first person hardcore Henry. Like
Every time I saw that, I went, James Wan. Hey, good
I
stuff.
loved
James
the
Wan.
James Wan, 10 out of 10. Did fucking amazing with
Hope
this
he
movie.
comes back for Aquaman 2.
Better. I hope he comes back for any DC movie.
He did amazing.
He did great.
He did great. So strong opinion. I wanted Edgar Wright to do my Green Lantern movie. Maybe James Wan can do my fucking Green Lantern movie. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He did great.
Pitch your script to a DC.
Yeah,
Get it made by 2020, like they said.
James Wan.
Hit me up.
I have a script. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, he did great. The direction of this
One
movie.
of the best possible things DC could have done was get James Wan and Aquaman.
Yep.
This
Yep.
is one of their best power moves. Right here.
This was pretty good. I thoroughly enjoyed the visuals.
The visuals were fantastic. The creatures were really cool.
The creatures were very
Yes!
Awesome looking.
Trench
Yeah.
monsters.
The
Those
trench
little
monsters
gill
were
things.
awesome.
Oh,
They
those
were
things-
terrifying.
Those things made me shit
When they
myself
dove
when they
down,
showed
and
up.
again, James Wan's direction, but when they dove
it's
down
just
into
that wide
And they
shot.
had like that's the best visual I've seen all year in a movie.
wide
gonna
shot
say it.
with little things crawling all around them, and they dodge the little light, but they keep following them. Ooh.
You remember the hyperspace scene in Last Jedi? That was that for me.
Oh, that was
when,
such a good
when
scene.
you could see the light and you could see like the like
Ships
lines
separating.
Of them.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it was awesome. That's the shot.
No,
of the
you know
year
what?
for me.
You know what? What's his name? Oh my God, Jason Momoa killed it.
He did fucking awesome.
He played the arrogant
So
badass.
when we first
perfectly.
watched Black Panther, I hate to keep bringing it up. One of my main criticisms was that the main character, Black Panther, was like the least interesting in his own movie.
Jason Momoa definitely was not the least interesting character.
Jason
in this
Momoa,
movie.
in my opinion, is the best character in his own movie. Now,
I think my favorite part, because one of my criticisms of Justice League was we did not get enough Aquaman.
Hey,
and
did
I
we
was-
get enough Aquaman in this movie?
We got enough Aquaman.
Oh, yeah.
We got more than enough, and it was
Baby.
great. I think my favorite shot was him and his dad drinking at a bar, and they both just had bitchin' hand tattoos. I was like, oh, his dad's a badass too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
that was
actually,
great.
I actually felt like the justification for why the Atlanteans, or at least why King Orm wants to go to war, was good.
Definitely plausible.
I
Yeah.
think it was like, hey, humans have been dumping in our oceans for 60 years, and I was like, yeah, we do.
Yeah,
do
we
that.
do that.
Yup.
Yeah.
He definitely has a point.
He has
Yeah.
You're not wrong, fam.
I love how it takes the presence of an Atlantean civilization for humans to be like, we shouldn't dump shit into the ocean now, you know?
Yeah, because there's other
There's other
humans,
humans
down there.
down there.
Superhumans or whatever.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
kill us.
Okay, so the fight scenes, we already talked about the fight scenes, but I'm gonna talk about them again. They were fucking awesome.
Oh, they were
Remember
great.
the first one when that guy stabbed Aquaman and he's just like,
Yeah.
or when the guy punched him in the face and he went, boom, slammed him in
That
the
reminded me a lot of any scene from Luke Cage where someone tries to fight him and they do like karate moves and they punch and kick and then he just lazily tucks them into a wall.
You know what I liked?
He went.
I liked
hard.
how Aquaman took damage in this movie. That's something you don't see a lot, I feel, is like he took a missile to the chest and he stands up and he's fine, but he's covered in soot from like the explosion. I was
And
like,
he
that
was
isn't it?
definitely jarred by it too.
Yeah, he was like,
just,
ooh,
shaky. He was like,
ooh.
Yes.
Ow.
Ow.
You know, like
That
that
was-
felt
I thought he
right.
was gonna go fuck you.
Yeah.
bitch.
He was
Voice
like,
that
what did he
F-bomb,
say?
though.
He was like, ouchies.
He said, ow.
Ooh, tinglies.
Yeah, like
That was good.
That was great. It felt real. Like, yeah, he can take a hit, but he's still gonna be like rattled by it.
When Black Manta shot him with the energized laser eyes, he tried to block it like he would a missile, and he was just like, oh no! Like that was bad. You could see it in his eyes. He was
See,
just like,
that's kind of looping back to another negative that I feel like that wasn't laid into enough when the Black Manta fight, because like his arms are charred and he's still throwing punches. I wanted him to like punch really hard and then just be like,
still bad.
yeah, like seeing him work through the pain. I feel like we didn't really like he had an open wound on his arm.
That's true.
And I would have loved to see him just like struggle just a bit more in that fight, because then like then I would have
That's a small thing, though.
That is
That's
a
not
small
big.
thing, but it also kind of builds onto the well, why did it have to be Black Manta? But I won't get back into that. Black Manta himself,
Fucking awesome.
Fucking amazing.
Every time he was on screen, I was just like,
and this,
his costume.
and I mean it
too,
in the best possible
shiny.
way when I say I wanted more Black Manta.
I also wanted more Black
I know
Manta,
this
but at
sounds
the same-
hypocritical of me, but like that is how I feel. It's like
At the same time,
if you're gonna have Black Manta in a
If
movie,
you're
have
gonna-
Black Manta in the fucking movie.
if you're gonna have a character in a movie and have him serve a minor role and he's a character people love, they did it right. They definitely did it right. The amount of time he was in the movie
wasn't enough.
for a minor character,
Wasn't enough.
In the
was very
trailer,
nice.
I saw Black Manta's costume ripped straight from the comics, and I was like, wow, that looks retarded on screen.
And
And,
in the
now,
movie, you're like-
in context, it looks better because they already wore suits like that. And within the corniness of the movie, it kind of gets a pass.
It was awesome.
Another thing, James Wan.
Oh,
I'm sucking his dick all
sorry.
day long. James
Looping
Wan's
back
direction.
to another real bad negative at the very beginning
Excellent
of the
tone.
movie.
What?
Black Manta's dad is like, "Hey, exposition
Oh,
monologue." And you're like, "He's gonna
I said
die."
out loud, he's gonna die.
I
As
heard
soon
you.
as he went like, "Oh, this is your knife, your father,
Let
your
me give this to
generations,"
you in
he's
the
dead,
middle
dead,
of the
dead,
mission.
Dead.
Okay, he's
Dead,
dead.
dead.
Dude,
The next scene, dude.
almost.
he's
I told
out.
you. I looked at you and said, "So you think he's gonna die?" I looked and he was no. He was
And then like the thing fell on him, and I went, "Oh no, he's gonna die!"
Hey,
Super
hey,
televised.
Hey, did you know Dawson was gonna write a book?
oh yeah, Overlord all over again.
It was literally Overlord.
But you know what? I can pass that because it gave Black Manta's character motivation, and there's not really any other way to do that because he doesn't care about anything. 'Cause
It
he's
does.
a big pirate
No,
man.
I agree. I understand. At least it was the beginning of the movie. I
Yeah.
still just don't like those scenes because I'm like, well, you're dead,
I
Yeah.
love how by
and I just clock out.
I love how by the end of this, Aquaman is OP as fuck.
Oh, he's
awesome.
so OP.
He does the spinny thing that
Right.
Spiral Green
So
Goblin
he
taught.
knows all kung fu. He can talk. He rather can control literally any swim creature at all.
I liked how they brought that in. The whole
I did
Aquaman
too,
can talk to fish,
'cause
and
it's
it's like,
lame, and they did it really cool.
and they were like, no, oh shit, you can talk to animals? Yeah, can't everyone? No,
no.
only the true king of the oceans can
And
do that.
then-
And he's just like,
That was
And then
awesome.
also
Yeah.
he's bulletproof, and in case all of that wasn't enough, he's also now king of all of the oceans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Protector
I'm
of
not
the
gonna
deep.
lie. I don't know if you guys could tell by me only having like one big negative, but I really like the fucking movie.
I feel like we had a good audience to see it with. Like the audience had a really good energy
We were
to
really
it.
nice.
the
Everyone was
movie
really
took
nice.
like 45 extra minutes to start
I don't
because of
even
give
the
a
meter
fuck.
problems. We got free
Uh,
passes and stuff. But
We
it
did
was a
get free
good wait.
passes.
It was really
Dude,
worth
I
the
don't
wait.
care because
The
I'm
best
hanging
part
out
wa-
with you guys while I'm waiting. I can fucking
The
just
best
chill.
part of that was one of the ushers at the movie theater came out and asked if we wanted to see previews, and everyone in the audience went,
No!
I was
hard
the first person.
no.
I was just like, no.
Like I
Hard
was waiting
no.
for everyone to be like, Aquaman, Aquaman.
I legit. And no one said anything. I'm like, no
When-
previews.
When we left the theater, the guy was there thanking everyone. I was like, "My man!" And
I was like, dude, this was worth the wait.
So Aquaman's character, what I really like is his character didn't change a lot from Justice League. They just built on it. I don't want to see a movie where your character changes because no one liked the last one. DC did something right there. They didn't just go, oh, no one liked the movie, let's change it.
That's because people said Momoa wasn't bad in
'Cause he's
Justice
great.
League. Because he was. He's easily one of the best.
And we didn't talk about Patrick Wilson.
Oh,
Patrick Wilson was
Ocean
fucking
Master
awesome.
fucking killed it.
He was great. The
He
last movie I saw Patrick
was
Wilson in
amazing.
was Stretch, by the way. I saw, but in Watchmen, he's one of the most enjoyable parts of that movie. Because, like, the whole owl fucking dude thing,
Night Owl.
Night Owl, he's great. I
is.
think Patrick Wilson's a very talented guy. He's
Oh,
he's also really good in Stretch, by the way. You haven't seen Stretch? You
haven't
should
seen
watch
Stretch.
Stretch.
Okay. No, he
Patrick
killed
Wilson's
it.
great.
He killed it as Ocean Master.
Yeah,
I feel
I-
like Dolph Lundgren did a good job for as kind
he's
of
a
weird as his
supporting
character was.
Hot take. Back when Dolph Lundgren first started acting, he was really bad.
Oh yeah.
Now, he's a lot better. He's gotten more experience. He's gotten all of this.
I think he's finally settled into his role, and his
He's
role
a
should
good
be the
supporter.
gruff. He should be the gruff old man supporting character.
He's
Well-
a very good supporting character. I don't think he's a great lead character.
No,
in
terrible lead.
Creed 2, I thought his scene with across Stallone in that table in
Was
that
very
shot,
good.
Again,
that
one
was
of my
brilliant.
criticisms of
But
Creed
I
2
think-
is that we didn't get enough Dolphin
Didn't get enough
slide.
Drago.
But I
That
think
being
too
said,
much
I've
Dolph
seen
would've been-
Kindergarten Cop 2,
Oh,
which stars Dolph
why
Lundgren.
have you seen that?
My sister wanted to watch it.
Yeah,
'cause she
okay.
was-
Make it excuses,
I
Mike. You
wanna
I'm
watch
watch
not
it.
Kindergarten
joking. She
Cop
was like,
2.
"Ooh, this looks funny," and
He watches it every night before he goes to bed.
I'd hate that movie. So, anyways,
Yeah, the acting was
Yeah.
really solid. in
It
this
was
movie.
really
I have to
solid
give-
acting.
I have to give every actor their credit. Even Willem Dafoe, whose character was a little exposition-y.
I thought Patrick
I thought
Wilson.
he did good.
he had Willem
did,
Dafoe's face, so I loved it.
Patrick Wilson did really well.
Yeah, he did.
But his
He-
character was really one note for me.
Agreed. He
Um,
killed the one note though,
He did great.
He did.
but he
what
was
he was given.
the I am the king. He was King Joffrey.
But he was.
Yeah, kind of.
He was.
You're
Joffrey.
right. I draw a big parallel there.
He was Joffrey.
He was a
if
whiny
Joffrey
little
could
baby
lay
who didn't
somebody
want
out.
anyone else to get king.
He felt more of a Killmonger than a Joffrey.
No, I'd say a little bit more Joffrey-ish, because he was very sadistic. Killmonger wasn't, like,
Killmonger.
super sadistic.
Remember that time
What are you
Killmonger
talking
choked
about?
out an old lady?
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm the only king now.
I'm the only...
I'm a burn
You
it
do
all.
what I say when I. Yeah. It's the same
Also,
thing.
this is me
Right.
being like a terrible student of like physics, but there's way too much lava underwater for me.
Lava underwater, completely normal. That is a completely 100%.
That's
normal
fine, but it's also the same way that the Statue of Liberty's head in Cloverfield is bigger than it is in real life, because when people saw the movie, they said, that's not how big the Statue of Liberty's head is.
thing. In the last fight, Orm was still doing pretty decent.
It shocks me that Orm did as well as he did, but
On land.
I guess Aquaman.
He is a really good fighter.
I guess Aquaman wanted to like kind of give Orm his due and like let him have his little moment.
That and Orm is a really good fighter.
Orm's a really good fighter.
And Aquaman's.
Jason Momoa has like Dracula as many powers almost.
I want him to control the weather in the next one because I can
Control
look
the
at
weather.
that.
I'd love to see him control the weather.
I'd like
Yeah.
to see.
Can we make Weather Wizard the villain in the next movie and just have him and Aquaman just summoning storms?
You know, he is from DC. That is a good
Yeah,
point.
you're right.
Therefore, he should be in the next
But I don't think he's super overpowered. He's not like
No.
bullshit.
He's not
He still
super,
has his weaknesses
he's
and
not,
flaws.
we need Superman and only Superman to
Yeah.
defeat Steppenwolf bullshit.
one. Yeah.
This guy's
that's
still
surprising.
bothering you.
This guy still, but
He's not
Aquaman
Superman
has
level.
his flaws.
I like how he was bulletproof.
I do
because
because
I
the
don't know
pressure
if-
of the skin.
Yes.
I wanted them to do that because that's classic.
It is.
Classic.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I would have been disappointed because sometimes they with an OP character in a movie they'll nerf him so he's more interesting
They-
or can die.
I
They
feel like he
kind of
was.
did,
I feel
but,
like no.
like,
I feel
not
like his.
super bad.
I feel like his weaknesses were fine.
His
I like how-
weaknesses were
yeah.
more emotional. than
I
anything
liked
else.
how the only time that he was like physically hurt was when he was fighting someone with Atlantean
Just-
tech,
yeah.
That
or
makes
Orm
sense.
or something like that. That was like really cool.
Yeah, and when he gets hurt,
Or he was
gets
fighting
hurt.
like a 500-foot alien ocean monster.
Yeah,
or
and
something.
that
That was
will
really
whoop
cool.
your ass. I thought they did a very good job handling how strong Aquaman is because Aquaman is strong
Yeah.
in the comics. He's just lame.
This movie made Aquaman
This
cool.
movie made Aquaman badass.
Well-
Aquaman, there is that Aquaman with the King Trident Aquaman with the long gray hair
And the
eye
missing
patch
arm.
and the hook for hands.
Yeah.
That Aquaman's badass.
Well,
Yeah, he is.
that's on purpose because until the '90s, Aquaman was always like the very clean-cut, haircut, blonde, like, "Hey, it's me, super friends," and
Yeah,
that
he
guy.
was lame.
Yeah, super
was
lame. So since everyone knew he was lame, like at DC,
He made
they
him
were like,
badass.
"Let's give every badass thing we can imagine." They gave him the long hair. They gave him like a grizzled past.
They
They,
give
made
him
him
a
royal
eye patch,
beard,
a giant-ass
cut off
eye-
his arm, gave him a hook hand with a grappling hook, sort of.
It's
I don't know.
fucking awesome.
It is
They
awesome.
It's a
they went
harpoon.
No,
It's
I
a
know what
harpoon.
I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. It is awesome.
They threw
And
everything in the book to make him badass.
They made Jason Momoa's
They made
Aquaman awesome.
they mixed them together.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I don't want to see fucking Captain.
Super duper
I don't want to
badass.
see Captain Hook fucking Kurt
Yep.
Russell fucking looking.
Honestly,
nice guy.
the harpoon hand from the comics was just desperate to me. Like, oh, we have to make him even more badass. Just throw a badass thing. He's lost a limb. He's got a weapon in there instead. Like,
I like
I'm not
how-
a huge fan of that.
But Jason Momoa did great.
Jason did fantastic.
James Wan did great.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Wilson
Fantastic.
did great. The acting in this movie's solid.
So,
the characters in this
I-
movie are fun. This movie's fun. The action's fantastic. It's beautiful.
I
It's-
will say this:
It's
everything,
what I wanted this movie to be.
everything a
So-
blockbuster should do, this did.
So let's wrap it up. Out of 10.
I'm
Ian?
going last.
Okay.
Is it because
fine.
it's a fucking 9 or 10?
Shut up.
gonna
It's
be
one
a
of
10.
those two scores.
It's not going to be a 10. There's title cards.
Jake, how about you
Um,
start us off?
This is the question of the day, isn't it? I'm gonna go with a 7. I thought it was really solid, and I think for DC, it's a huge win.
I'm gonna go with an 8. Same reasons.
Not bad.
Okay, so this is the best DC movie. Wonder Woman.
I put it just above Wonder Woman.
No, Wonder Woman. Do you remember the part at the end
When it all falls
when
apart?
she kills Ares and then all of them hug?
See,
That brought down the movie. So
my problem
much
with
for
that
me.
movie is Ares actually existing.
Yeah.
And him being fucking Professor Lupin from Harry Potter.
The latter half of the second act and the third act is bad. There's a really good movie in the second act, and I'd argue in the first act, some of the first act's fine. Some of the first act's just child acting that's bad. And the third act falls apart. This is the best DC movie as a 9.
Okay.
I think this is the best.
I'd put it
DCEU
just a step above
movie.
Wonder Woman. Just like
I-
half step.
it's
And
the
that's
most-
just because
It's
I
funny
feel like it
because
had a solid
I'd
finish.
put this and Wonder Woman on similar levels.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm saying.
think,
Like they're 1 and 2, and they probably fluctuate in my mind. But right now, Aquaman's number 1. But that may change, and I might get Wonder Woman number 1 back.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they're very similar.
This is better than any Marvel movie that's come out this year.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I agree with that. I'm the one who said it, so I have to.
That's fine.
This is about as good as Infinity War, in my opinion, for different reasons, radically different reasons.
Yeah, I'd put it on. I'd say that it's as good as Infinity War.
Very different
think
reasons
it's
on
better.
my end. That would be the case.
I
for this.
liked Infinity War the most out of the three of us, and I think this is better than Infinity War.
Yes, but you're also DC complete trash.
That's not true. I have 2 DC shirts on.
Ian, hey, remember that time there were no Green Lantern references in this movie? How
Oh,
can...
you didn't give it a 0.
That's why it's not a 10.
That's a good point.
No, it's the title cards.
It's the title card to no Green Lantern.
It's Willem Dafoe's character was very exposition-y. There are some similarities to other movies. There are some tropes that I didn't like, but I can pass over all that because of how much fun I had and because of how good the great stuff was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I know. I always judge a movie by how much fun I had. I had a lot of fun, but there were still some problems.
Critically, probably like a, I'd say like an 8, actually. I think it's pretty decent.
Are you giving it a 9 or are you giving
I'm giving it, critically, it's,
Do you know
whatever.
the thing with Star Trek movies
But I think
where
it's a 9. I think it's fantastic.
every other one is good? That's
Yeah.
how I feel about the DC movies.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I dislike Man of Steel. I like Batman vs Superman. They're in the minority on this
Suicide
one.
Squad's bad.
Suicide Squad is bad. Wonder Woman is really good.
Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad's bad. Sorry,
Justice League is absolute trash.
Justice
And this
League's
is
great.
good. And it's like, is Shazam gonna suck now? Or...
Oh, no, please
No,
don't let
there's
You gotta
Shazam
follow the
suck.
trend.
No. They finally got it down.
So you said this
No.
when Wonder Woman happened. We did that.
No, hear me out.
Also,
Right?
hot take, majority, BVS sucks.
Yeah, majority. It's not a hot take. It's a regular
They
take.
finally
Regular
had-
take, BVS sucks.
They finally got it down. They tested the waters, right? So Wonder Woman, they had a new director, a fresh start, someone who's not tied to anything, someone new, someone good, and she did a decent job and made an okay, like a 7 movie. Justice League, they're like, okay, now that we have a character, people like, we're gonna get the big guys back in. We're gonna go with Zack Snyder, fuck all the, right?
That's exactly what that movie was, too.
And then they're like, okay, you know what? We're going to bring another fresh person in, another person that's not tied, someone talented. Let's get some James Wan in here, right? He makes good stuff, good action. People like James Wan's movies. And let's see what he can do with it. They're doing the same thing with Shazam. They're letting someone new, someone fresh, someone who has ideas come into it and do that. They're going to be doing this for the rest of it. They're going to be doing that and letting people make things. They're going to get a set number of people and be like, okay, you guys have your franchises, you guys can do certain things. They're going to start culminating something proper together. Hopefully, it's not too different in tone and style because they're doing that. Because I feel like that might be able to happen.
Well, Aquaman and Wonder Woman have like the same tone and style, which
Yeah,
is great.
I'm
I
very
want
happy
that
about
tone and
that.
style.
And I also feel like they're still separate enough from Marvel.
And I'm so happy about that. Because this movie showed so many people dying. There was a
brutal,
lot of,
too.
brutal.
One guy got a column dropped on him.
Do you remember that time Aquaman ripped off like the latch and went like this, blocked some bullets and went, yeah! And then killed that guy. He fucking killed that
Man
dude.
is dead.
Oh, that's another side note. If you want to see Aquaman murder like 50 dudes, watch
the
movie.
opening.
Dude, he fucking slaughtered some guys.
Cumulatively, I'm thinking
He
like
caved
50 to
that
100
guy's
people.
chest in.
He said,
Oh, if we're
let
counting,
the ocean be your mercy. And
Oh,
walked
wait.
away and
He
watched
let a man.
someone
He was
die.
gonna let a man drown.
if we're counting Atlanteans, also Aquaman murdered like hundreds of people
Oh,
in this movie.
hell
One
yeah.
movie.
yeah,
Like murdered,
Aquaman's a
genocide, and he's
murderer.
the best king of all time.
But I don't even. Well, Genghis Khan was the best ruler of all time. He murdered like
Yeah, but
billions.
he's not a great guy.
He murdered.
Okay,
40
okay,
million.
okay. We're getting off track.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just,
like-
I'm just saying. Yeah, DC. I say they might have that. I'm not gonna guarantee it like I did after Aquaman because it's retarded.
This was Aquaman.
After Wonder Woman because that's retarded.
Yup.
Because Justice League came out.
When it
But
Justice League, expecting the best.
Justice League 2 announced.
Shazam. They're following the same pattern with the 2 good movies, the 2 really good movies that they have, or the 2 good movies that they have.
Yeah.
1 good movie, 1 great movie. I have to keep. I love this movie. I had so much fun, and I think Shazam's going to be good.
I
The
know
next time we
Shazam's
talk
gonna
about
be good.
DC, won't be for Shazam. We're probably going to do 50 more things.
Yup.
But the next time you guys hear us review a DC movie, it's going to be Shazam. When I give it
Yes.
the better
10
than
out of
Wonder
10.
Woman, but not as good as Aquaman, probably. Because I'm really excited for Shazam. But damn, I had much fun.
To wrap it up, going off of that, how excited are you for Shazam?
So excited.
After this, DC doesn't have me in that sad place anymore. They've given me another glimmer of hope.
Glimmer
And they're
of
gonna
hope.
take it away.
They're not
I'm kidding.
They've done that before.
When the trailers dropped for Shazam at Aquaman at Comic-Con this year, Ian was super hyped
For both. I was hyped for both, but I thought
You were
Aquaman
more
was
hyped for
great.
Aquaman. I was more hyped for Shazam.
Same.
And seeing this and thinking, okay, I was pretty hyped off the Aquaman trailer and it delivered. And seeing the Shazam trailer,
And be like, that was fun.
that
and
looks
good.
so fun
Yep.
and good. I am super hyped for Shazam. I actually might be more excited for Shazam than I am for any Marvel movie next year.
Oh,
What about
Endgame's
Endgame,
coming
though?
out.
I don't
What are you
give a-
talking about?
Oh, you mean that movie where they're gonna play it safe?
No, what about Avengers Endgame? Where
Doesn't
You mean the
Spider-Man
movie
come
where
out
they're
next
gonna
year?
Spider-Man
Spider-Man's
Far
in-
From Home?
Yup.
I haven't.
That's exciting. I love Spider-Man.
I haven't seen anything for it, so I
Yeah,
can't
but
get
I love
hyped.
Spider-Man.
That's great, dear. Yeah, I'm totally hyped for the Captain
Joaquin
Marvel
Phoenix Joker.
movie. That's not a Marvel
DC
movie.
again.
Uh,
Oh, Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix is this
Sort
year,
of
Jack.
Marvel.
Oh, wait,
It's
no,
Marvel.
It's next year.
It's Marvel
Very much
licensed by Fox.
So
That
it's
was-
like Nickelback.
You mean the best joke in the movie that's ruined by being in the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know what does come out next year, guys? New Mutants.
Woo.
Does it though? Does it really?
I hope.
right,
If it
sure.
doesn't, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
That was the funniest way you could have put that.
Go
All right, bye guys.
Go see Aquaman.